Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our weekly market analysis session. This analysis will be for weeks 18 of 2025. We're in the last week of April. We've started out seeing what the market has done. This is the monthly time frame of dollar index. This whole month of April has been bearish. Last week we had a little push to the upside. That for me is just a little bump. We're still going to go downward. The monthly time frame is bearish at this point. We're going to get at least to this area before we find any form of support to want to rally. But as it stands now, we are bearish, and our aim is to get down to where this line is. A weekly time frame. So this was what we saw last week. I told us that we're going to be bearish. We did that for a couple of days, and then we had a reversal. We'll look at it shortly, the daily time frame. However, on the weekly time frame, we can see that we poked below to this bullish order block, and we had a rejection. It created an FVG here. See my cursor, an FVG here. So if we see any movement to the upside in week 8, we want to anticipate a resistance here inside this FVG. We want to anticipate if it goes into this area, it should not go above. Price is allowed, is permissible, permitted to trade to this level. And when it gets here, we want to see it make attempts to start going down. That's one scenario. Second scenario, it could just roll over from here, start selling. Remember, our overall bias, overall market structure is bearish. So we expect that price is going to go down. But if we'll start seeing upward movement, to what extent will that upward movement go to? That's where this FVG comes in. So upside objective, this is where we're expecting it to get to. And then we want to see it roll down from there. That is where you also have a bearish breaker block. So we have confluence there. So any movement to the upside, that's what I want to see. FVG, bearish breaker block. And then when it gets there, we'll start rolling down. So if we don't see price go down this week and it starts to trade up, this is where we want to see price get to. On daily time frame. So we had it traded down on Monday, having a new week opening gap, and it just traded down. Tuesday, we had a reversal to the upside and consolidated ever since. The only movement to the upside is here. I don't see it gets all the way up to this area. No, this is okay for it to start to spool lower. So if we see price go gravitate up maybe on Monday, this is where we want to see it get to, and then it starts to reverse. That's it. That is it. On 4 hours time frame, we have relatively equal highs here. These two candles here, and we have a FVG there. So those are the areas we expect that if it's going to go too far, if it takes out this equal high, that should be the body shouldn't close above there. It could just wick above it and then start to retrace. That is permissible. On 4 hours time frame, it has broken the structure high here, and so a push to this level is permissible. It's welcomed. That's it for dollar index. Let's go to Euro USD. Euro USD monthly time frame. You can see how price in fact went to this level. Let me take off this. This is supposed to be for weekly time frame. So this is where I expect price to get to. So as long as dollar keeps selling, this is going to get to this level. I don't want to see take out this high. Can it do it? Yes, but that's not what I want to see. I want to see it get to this point and then start to sell. Okay, let's go to weekly time frame. So weekly time frame, we have this area here is our downside objective. So if we start seeing same price trade down, this is where we want to see it get to. We don't want to see it all the way to this level. Here it's fine. We expect it to have a reversal from here going up. There is a bullish breaker block here. Price could trade to there and then start to rally higher. It could just continue from here and go higher. That's okay. But if it starts to retrace lower, this is what we want to see it get to before it pulls higher. On daily time frame, we had Monday, it went bullish. And then Tuesday, we had a reversal into Wednesday. Then Thursday, Friday consolidated. So any movement to the downside is where we want to see it get to before it starts to go higher. 4 hours time frame, anything of noteworthy? I think, yeah, these equal lows here. Price could trade to it. Small FVG here, that's the upper I feel it can go to, and then hold high here before it starts to go higher. On GBP USD, I want to see it take out this high. I don't want to see it break this high here, but if it takes out this high, that's fine. The measure of the body to body, 79% is around this area. So sweeping this high here is fine, but it shouldn't go all the way up taking out this high, because if it does that, it's going to be extremely bullish for this pair. Observe this high will be blown out. If it takes out this, it's going to blow out this and then challenges and then get to this. That for me is way too high. That's about how many pips is way too high. I don't think that's is what we want to see. 1,000, no. I don't think price is going to get to that level. 1,800 pips. I don't think so. 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 So that's why I said if we get to this, there's around 400 and something pips. That's fine. You know, that's fine. If it gets here, it's fine. 300, 400 pips, but not all the way to this point. 1,800 pips. No. If it takes out this hand and start trading to this level, then this is an liquidity area to take out this and then get to this point. That's why I said I don't expect it to take out this high. If it gets to this point, takes out this high here, that's fine. That also give enough time for a room for dollar to trade to our downside objective before it starts to make its reversal to the upside. So what I'm anticipating is that this is going to go take out this high, and then when it gets there, consolidates and then start to go lower. That's what I'm looking at. On weekly time frame, this is the high I'm talking about. Blow it out. We have FBG here now. So any downside objective, FBG inside this place, you shouldn't get up to all the way to this point. Just take out previous week's low into this FBG and then pull higher, clear the buy side liquidity resting and broke. That's all I'm saying. I feel it might do. But to go all the way up to that level, no. Below this high, that's fine. Daily time frame, what do we have? So last week, Monday was bullish. Tuesday, started making reversal and consolidated Thursday and Friday. So we could push down to this area and then spool higher, clear the buy side liquidity resting above. Let's go to the next one. AUD USD. So the structure has opened this low and rallied up. We want to see trade to this level. This high should be held, it should be maintained, trade to this area, and then start to go lower once dollar reverses to buy. Weekly time frame, this one with this mitigation block, price could trade above it and then stall here. Inside this breaker block, high, low, higher, high, break. So this breaker block, we can extend it out. So it goes above this, which is the monthly order block, monthly bearish order block. Okay, so if it goes above it, mean threshold of that is around this area here. So that's where it might get to before it starts to reverse. Daily time frame, we had Monday, Tuesday. So basically this consolidated last week, nothing significant, but we want to see a push higher to the upside. That's what we want to see. A push higher to the upside. NZD-USD, same structure, took out this low, valid higher. This is where we want to see it end. We have FVG inside here on monthly time frame. That's what we want to see price get to, this area here, which is the low of this breaker block. That's what we want to see price trade to. If it goes down, we have FVG inside here. We could trade down to the FVG, taking our previous week's low, then rally higher. Daily time frame, we have consolidation last week. So it could spool lower, take out this low inside that weekly FVG, then spool higher to our objective, upside objective. USD CAD. This is where we want to see trades to, which is also going to give room for dollar index to trade lower. Once dollar index trade like this, it's going to give this ample time to trade to this our objective here, filling in the FVG completely. Weekly time frame, what do we have? This FVG here, back to this other block. That's what I want to see price trade to. Upside objective, there's small FVG here, CB rather. So that could act as resistance to send price lower. This area here act as resistance to send price lower. Okay, this is where I want to see it get to before it starts to reverse to go higher. Remember, we still have these equal highs that was not properly swept. So any movement is just to gather momentum to want to spool higher, to clear this buy side liquidity very, very, very well. Okay, that's what we want to see. Daily time frame, what do we have for daily time frame? We consolidated throughout last week, nothing significant. So any movement to the upside, this is what I want to see it get to before it starts to trade to the downside. USD JPY, monthly time frame, this low, these are equal lows. I want to see trades to the bullish order block. That's what I want to see trades to. It shouldn't take out this low. It could wick to the bullish order block before it starts to go higher. Weekly time frame, this is this area I want to see sweep, take out this low inside this FVG here to the weekly order block. That's what I want to see price trade to. We have small FVG here, upside objective here before it goes lower. Yes, inside here. Let's get back to weekly. Okay. So inside here, we'll trade back to this, which is the inversion FVG here. Let's go trade to it before it starts to sell to the downside, not to go all the way up to take out this high. No. Want to see trade to this point, then sell. So maybe Monday's 2-day bullishness, and then we'll have a reversal from Tuesday or Wednesday, London or New York session. Okay. Let's go to USD CHF monthly time frame. What do we have? This has swept the low. For this, we might not want to. Well, I don't think that this time I want to start going lower. I don't think so. This has traded to the 50% of this week. That's consequent encroachment of this week. So I want to see it consolidate here while it gives room for dollar to trade lower. This should hold price here before we reverse to want to buy. For me, I'll be neutral on this pair. I won't take any trade or except buy side, buy trade. For now, I'm not going to take any buy trade until dollar index shows sign of reversal for a buy. So weekly time frame, we have this push to the upside inside this FVG. This low, I think, is kind of a short-term or intermediate-term low for me. I don't want to see this low violated. So we could just consolidate here while it gives room for dollar to trade lower to the downside objective. The reason is because looking at it here on monthly time frame, nothing spectacular. Is it going to trade lower to take out this low? That's no, I don't think so. From this low to where price is right now, that's about 800 pips. That's too much. That's too much. I don't see that happening. The rejection block here was traded this low. This candle took out this low. This one traded through the rejection block below the 50% of this week. Rejected, consolidated all through this. Is the first time it's going back to test the 50% of this one. So I think that's all. We want to see upside objective for this pair. Let's look at 3 months and see. Okay, so we see that none of these lows should be violated. So price will consolidate here. We're going to send price higher. Weekly time frame. Okay, I've shown us already. Daily time frame. That's broken structure to the upside on daily time frame. So we can trade to this point and go higher. And then trade within this other block here and this one. So this is the trading range we're going to be having for a while until dollar resumes its bullish movement. I don't want to see this as trade to bearish order block to sell. No. There's nothing selling to. There's nothing it's selling to. Looking at the higher time frame, there's nothing it's selling to. For me, this is like a break of structure to want to buy. But because dollar still has potential downside objective, based on that, this might consolidate around this high to this low. We just consolidate around this range until dollar is ready to spool higher. Then our indices, monthly time frame. This is where we are. That's taking out this low, traded to this high. So is it time to resume bullishly? Perhaps. Weekly time frame, we saw this low violated, traded to our objective, which is this old high. And then inside this order block, we saw a reaction 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we had this. Last week, we saw it push higher. And I told us that there's a particular low I didn't want it to trade below. That's on 4 hours time frame, I suppose. I think that low is somewhere here. I said the low should not be violated. Price should not close below the low. Let's go to 4 hours and see. This was the low. This was the low. Let's see. Did it trade below it? Let's see. It closed below it, but the next day, the next candle started printing higher. Just took out this low a little and then started printing higher. Okay, so what do we have at the moment? This is the volume imbalance here. Any movement to the downside, I want to have some form of support here to rally higher. So I think we are ready to go higher for the indices. So any movement to the downside, this is where we want to see price have some level of support and then send it higher. Once it breaks above this high, then we are ready to go higher to upside objective. Remember, we have these equal highs here to clear on the upside. So we had this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, gapped up higher. New day opening gap went higher. Thursday traded into the FPG, the liquidity void, and then we spooled higher, closed above this volume imbalance. So I think we want, if it respects this bearish order block to want to trade lower, this is where we want to see price have some form of support and then rally higher from there. But if it breaks below this volume imbalance of liquidity void, then we're going to go lower, take out this low and resume our bearish movement. But that's not what I'm saying. I want to see this act as support to send price higher, clear out this buy side liquidity. So I think essentially we're ready to go bullish for the indices. Same thing across all the indices. The volume imbalance here, that's where we want to see support to send price higher. US 30, same thing here. Any downside objective here before it goes higher to our upside objective. We have price and liquidity resting above. So for the indices, I may be wrong, but I think that this is a low that might be held, might be kept untouched for now until we clear this buy side liquidity. Now that can only happen if this area acts as support. The price trades lower, it shouldn't break this volume imbalance or void here. It should hold price here and then send it higher. But if it breaks below that, then we're going to test that low again. So that's it for indices. This is gold. Well, let's go to monthly time frame for gold. So this month has been bullish for this month. As long as dollar keeps going lower, this is going to push higher. Weekly time frame, it took out the objective we had for last week. Last week's objective was 3,000. What is this again? Coordinates 3,377. I can't remember why I put that line. I remember why. Was it 380? I did that. Can't remember now. But it went above it. The high of this candle is around. Sorry, let me take this off. High of this candle is 3,500. So it traded to 3,500 before it started going lower. Would this be the high? I don't think so, because we expect dollar to go lower again. So if dollar is going to go lower, this might want to trade to 3,600. Okay, so you're going to take out this high. I don't think this is this is a short-term high for me. I don't think so. It's going to trade higher one more time. This other blockage should be respected to send price higher. So if it trades lower, it should meet resistance around this other block and then send price higher one more time. We're targeting. Let me measure something. Let's see. Let's see. Trying to project. Okay, so it got to traded to 2.5, standard deviation 2.5. So standard deviation 3 will give us around 3,593, essentially 3,600. So that's where I want to see price trade to standard deviation 3 from this area. So standard deviation 3, if you project this range high to this low, I feel that from here to here is 1. Okay, standard deviation 2. Okay, so that's where I expect price to get to. As I expect price to get to. Okay, let me do something. What would it be? Let's see something. Trying to do something. Okay, yes, standard deviation 2. That's what I want to see price get to. Right? Okay, so that's it. This is the area I want to see price get to. So let's put another line at let's put it at 3,600. 3,600. Good. 3,600. So that's where I want to see price get to. Between now and when dollar is going to get to our downside objective, I want to see price get to 3,600 for gold. Okay, so that's it for gold. That's the objective. We want to see trade above this, taking out this high to this level. All right, this we don't have any need for this other line. We don't have any need for it again. So let's take it off. So we have upside objective. We also don't have any need for this line. Let's take it off. This line here should take it to visibility to monthly. Let it get to monthly. So that's where I want to see price get to. Yeah. So bullish movements to that level before anything to the downside. All right. So that's about that. 4 hours time frame. That's taken out this low. We could trade to this low here, high here, hold high. Then now this sell side liquidity one more time before it rallies higher to this upside objective. Okay. That's that. What do we have for Bitcoin? The Bitcoin went higher. I was thinking it's going to take out this low again one more time, touch this high, but it gave a little space. So I think we're ready to go higher to see another higher high for Bitcoin. When you see another higher high for Bitcoin, except this bearish order block is going to act as very strong resistance. I don't see that happening. These are equal highs, so I want to see price trade above it. So from what we're seeing, I think we're ready to resume bullish movements on Bitcoin to create a higher high for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin lovers, crypto lovers, we want to see a higher high made for Bitcoin, which might directly influence or affect other cryptocurrencies, So that's our analysis for week 18. We expect we're still, our premises are all the same, but we have upside and downside objectives for dollar-based pairs and or for other pairs respectively. So if dollar goes up into the FVG that we outlined, this FVG, if it trades up to this CB is going to give room for Euro USD, GBP USD, AUD USD, NZ USD to trade lower to their respective FBGs. And then if it starts turning from there, it also make those other ones to rally. So that's what we're looking at. So any movement to the upside for dollar, this is where I want to see resistance, support, no, resistance. Yeah, that's correct, resistance. In the same vein for euro is going to trade lower to that, to the BC, the BC here is the BC going to trade lower. So if we start seeing dollar trade higher, it's going to trade lower to find support here. So basically, it could go either direction. Now, we could have on the Monday, Tuesday trading into this level before it starts to rally. But ultimately, we know that it's not going to, or we anticipate that it's not going to likely break this support. This area is going to act as strong support to send price higher. So we're still basically using the same premise for last week, just that we have potential upside objective for dollar and downside objective for foreign currency. So, but if dollar just keeps going lower, it means that we're still fine an objective of lower dollar and higher foreign currency. Thank you very much. Take time, watch the video so that you can remember all the salient points that I made and then how we're going to trade around them. I'm going to see you guys next weekend for another review. Don't forget, this week, week 18, is non-farm payroll. So for non-farm payroll week, I usually advise my students to trade Monday to Wednesday. Okay, from Thursday to Friday, price action is usually not very symmetrical, except after non-farm payroll. Okay, so the days you have higher probability setups might be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday New London session. After that, it might not be very clear for new students or for new traders. Okay, that's it. So be careful with this week is non-farm payroll week. So trade with caution. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant weekend. I'll see you next week.